This is the third in our series of short videos dealing with, at a high level, how to prepare for a no-deal Brexit. In this video, we will cover employee issues and data protection. A lot of businesses have employees who are EU nationals who are based here and may have been based here for quite some time. We need to look at the EU settlement scheme, which has been clarified recently to show that EU nationals in this position, whether they come now or before the end of 2020, regardless of a transition period, they will be able to take part in that scheme, obtain settled status, provided they fill in the necessary documentation. I think that will give a lot of clients some comfort as long as they do take the steps to help their employees.
One other issue which we should mention, I think, is data protection. It's always a very important issue for a number of companies. In particular, this concerns the transfer of personal data from the EU 27 to the UK after Brexit. Whilst the UK is in the EU, then there's not an issue, but under EU rules, transfers of personal data outside the EU are not allowed unless the European Commission has issued what's called an equivalence declaration in relation to the relevant third countries' data protection laws to say that they are effectively acknowledged to be equivalent to the EU's, or certain other precautions known as standard contractual clauses or binding corporate rules, for example, are followed. Now, we all hope that this equivalence declaration will be adopted, but there's a process involved and it can't be commenced by the European Commission until after the UK has actually left, and it'll then take some time before any such decision will hopefully be adopted. So in the meantime, in relation to transfers of personal data from the EU to the UK, companies are going to have to be ready to use these standard contractual clauses or binding corporate rules in order to legitimise their data transfers. And of course, we're always available for a call, or we can refer you to our colleagues if you would like to follow up with questions on any of these points that we've been talking about.